So we were going to do two more things today. The first thing is to kind of show you some of the, we have a video of the, although that one was kind of small, so maybe I'll just do it myself, of the advanced features on Horse Show Tracker, so that encourages people to do the subscriptions to see kind of more stuff that they can kind of go through. This is, do I have Horse Show Tracker? That's right. So looking at Sun Circuit in particular, just because I know there's lots of data there, we obviously across the top. So this is what we call the schedule dashboard. And across the top is all the days of the show. And as you tap into each day, it lists, excuse me, the entries. You can pull into the entries. The draws.
There you see the app abbreviations being used. So abbreviated classes.
Right, so this, the AQHA, this one was in AQHA as well as NSBA. They placed 5th in the AQHA and 5th in NSBA. The total, is that the score or?
Timestamp is there.
1222 is when the results got put in.
Last time. If they, during the class is running, they'll have a timestamp of the horses going into the pen. And then after the class is finalized for the final results, it'll update that time with the latest and greatest time. So if they know that anything changed, they'll get that more the official results, if you will, the latest official results.
I'm going to do a later Western riding because that was the day the internet was out, and so we didn't push results individually. There's a Western riding over or trail to show you the.
Sorry, what are we looking at? I didn't hear the first part.
The different advanced features of Tracker,
gotcha.
so that people can understand what they are and then be able to talk. People will ask questions about it, and this is just kind of a brief overview. Excuse me. So the class itself, you can get to in many different ways. We list the entries, which takes you back to the schedule, and you can, populate into looking at all the entries. If we go back to the list of classes, it shows all the classes that are concurrent with the same one, and you can tap into each one individually to kind of see the entry counts are in parentheses, so they can see how many entries are in the class overall. You can also go and see everything that's going on in the day, on that day in that arena.
It'll tell you how many horses have gone so far. It actually tells you the estimated time of the runs as well.
If we go in, that was the wrong, go in there. I was trying to go backwards to a different. So up here, as things are happening, so this says obviously 0 of 32 because the class is done. But if we were halfway through the Western riding, it would say, 12 of 32, first run reported at, last run reported at. Up here, you can see that the average one was $1.48. 1 minute and 48 seconds. So this is one of the big things that Tracker really helped people out with when we first pushed it out, was scheduling their day. And so this is further information that that we're reporting to them, so that it helps them kind of keep track of what's going on in the arenas when they have to get themselves ready. And so in this case, the Western riding was all done in a block, and there were 32 horses in that class. In this particular location, well, there were 32 in that class, 10 in this class, 13 there, kind of scrolls down through. In the block itself, there were 355 trail runs. So again, it goes back to understanding how many more, like if you see that there's 355 and you haven't gone to do your trail run yet, you can see that, there's very few left in particular maybe that haven't gone yet, and you better get your butt up there before they close it out completely, which has happened as well. And they just literally start scratching people. If you click on the notifications, and in this case, you can't get anything because the show is over, but you can also get notified when the draw has been pushed. You can get notified when the class is finished. You can get notified when the previous class was finished. So if you're looking to, figure out when to get ready, you can set it up to get a text message when the class or two previously to yours in the listing of classes gets completed, so that you know that, okay, now I've got an hour left to go because the next class is going to take an hour or so. When final results are pushed, when there are X number of horses left in to run, so in an individually run class that has been drawn, If there are, 50 in the class and you're 52, you can say, tell me when 10 has gone in the ring, so that you know now, okay, so 10 of the class has just gone into the ring. Now I really got to hustle and get myself together because I'm up in 40 horses, kind of thing. Those are notifications. You can filter by a particular competitor, a particular trainer, owner, or a horse, so that you can only see the entries of that horse. I don't happen to know a good group of people here. So Brent Titchener is so there were 2,939 competitors on that day. And if we put in, let's see, Ryan Kale. Where's Ryan? You can see that Ryan, it showed an 18 classes on that day. I'm going to cancel that there because I just clicked on it. And it lists the entries. So there's his 3 entries there.
See, it's more of a personalization of the view of the show from your perspective.
And he wasn't in any of these other classes, so there's no, even though there were entries in this class, there isn't the list of entries for you to be able to see. A lot of people who do barns, they all put as they're doing their entries into the cloud, they can tell who their trainer is. They let, and so if everybody says the same trainer, then they can come in here and sort by trainer, filter by trainer, and they can see when their other barn mates, if you will, are competing. You can sort that by discipline, by location, by division. You can check it to say like if it's me, only show me the entered classes that I'm in. So for those 18 classes, you see that everything else filtered out. Only those 2 or 4 or 5 classes that Brian is in are even showing up on the screen, as opposed to before we had 100 classes that were being held that day. 100 is probably a stretch, but it was Sun Circuit, so maybe not. In the tapping of the class itself, obviously this is what we've had in years past. This is the draw. When you tap into the draw, this is a newer feature that you can see historical results. So Sarah Simons, these are other shows and other horses that she has ridden and shown, and the placings that she's gotten along the way.
Their complete result of previous shows. This current show and previous shows.
So you can see that she also showed at the Prairie Classic. She showed at Copper County Panorama, Farnham AQHA World Show. So it kind of gives, you can do that by the exhibitor, the horse, owner, and trainer. What did you just say?
She's been active.
She's been active, yes. She has been active. As the classes are running with the individually run classes, this is where you can see the timestamp of when the entry results are being input. So this again kind of goes back to if you're not checking the schedule dashboard to see what run they're on or what how many how much time it is between each run. If you come in here, you can see there X number of runs are being done. This is the combined results. It also shows individual results, so you can tap in through each judge. Current leaders has always been here too as well, so you can always see where you held or where who holds the the highest scores. Looks like Kent Ray swept the board here. Good for Kent Ray. And then final results get pushed, and same thing through the judges and individual.
Combined judges are just for that day. They don't combine them all.
That is correct. This is for this individual group of runs. So this was split combine 2. You can see by the short label up here. You would tap into split combine 1 and split combine 3 to see the other sets.
If you were doing maneuver by maneuver scoring, they would also show up new this year. And I don't think we went through maneuver scoring completely with the tablets yet.
We did not. I was showing Chris and Heather over there, and Sean, not Sean show.
I'll show you that.
What was the show that Christian just did that they did that at? The Maple Leaf. Thank you. And they did trail. So let's just pull up one of the, no, it wasn't the ranch trail. It was a regular trail class. So as the runs and scratches are coming through, the maneuver scorings, or the maneuver by maneuver, the scores are being shown per judge and overall.
So did they scribed on paper and then had to
Actually, I don't think he scribed on paper at all for the trail classes. I think he put everything into the system, into the tablets, and then you can print the score sheets from the tablets, and then he posted those online and passed them on to AQHA.
The new maneuver scoring is a little bit different than the classic scoring technique in the fact that it doesn't rely on Wi-Fi being up all the time. The old stuff relied on the Wi-Fi being 100% up, and if it was down, it would tell you it's down, the classic stuff, and it still does that today. The newer maneuver scoring, which we have to walk you through, it actually saves it locally on the tablet first. If you have a flash memory card with a little teeny SIM card, flash card, memory card inserted in the tablet, it'll save it there second, and then third, it'll save it to the server later. So you have more flexibility of unreliable Wi-Fi, and it catches up as you go through. And there's little status symbols right on there that says, hey, the tablet's not working, go to paper. We do not recommend that you lose paper. So what he had is he had always kept the ladder going and on paper regardless. And then he also had backup maneuver.
You don't have to, it's just the extra backup.
Were to go quickly for whatever reason, they can go to paper. Most judges can reproduce the last one if there's a problem. So there was he never complained about it.
No, they never, I don't think they went to paper at all, and he printed them all at the end of the show, and then had the judges sign them, and that was like it. You can sign them on the tablets. We're not printing the signature on there just yet. That'll be coming, but yeah, yes, exactly. It does all the math. So actually, if you want to go back and pull up one of the Western riding classes in the tablet. Not in Fast Announce, right.
So we used to train, we dedicated training on the tablets and said, okay, do this now, do this now, do this now. But tablets are there's something about a tablet, there's buttons there and I want to press it. So we just quit trying to train officially on it because people just go press ahead on their own. So
it does need the lengthwise for scoring.
When you go to the right class.
Either of the two Western riding classes are set up. And if it's pulling up the classic, then tap the three what are those things called? The three little dots on the top right, and choose score sheet.
The three little dots, not in a class.
No, you got to go to the scored class. Only in the scored classes. So now pull up the dots in the corner. And we've been playing with these for a while, so the data, there's a bunch of data there already. You can kind of scroll through and see.
So there's,
Here.
you can start with 4 screens. The main screen for getting data is right. The next one over is kind of
I think there's 3 screens.
5
3, Ray. Oh no, 4?
4. And it's the ladder, long form, and it's the ladder short.
Oh, long form and short form of the ladder, and then the judge card.
To the right, and then you go all the way to the right, and there's a place to sign it and approve it. And that's where the final ladder will go.
That's where they'll write their card out based on.
It does automatic typewriting.
Once you